Well, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome everyone to our TESOL Career Path Development webinar. Today, we are delighted to welcome two of our rock star mentees who we're going to be talking to you about our CLIMB program. I'm Liz England, and I'm just here to learn from Judith and from Tina too. And I'm going to turn this over to our extraordinary Linda Chu, our moderator, who's in Arizona, and will be like some of the rest of us here today are up early in the morning on a spring day in Arizona. Linda, over to you, friend.
Thank you so much, Liz. Appreciate it. And thanks to everyone who I see on the screen here. We're very, very excited about being here today. And so we, as Liz mentioned, today we have two extraordinary women who are here to talk about the mentoring program, which we call it the CLIMB program. And these two ladies have been in the CLIMB program. They have had mentors, and they are going to tell you their story. And so the title of their topic is The Impact of CPD Mentorship, My Story. And we have quite a few people in our group now, and I would love to let, in a moment, Wei-Yu tell us a little bit more, because Wei-Yu is our CPD leader who runs this program. But before we do that, our speakers today, first we have Judith Ogweno, and she is joining us from Nairobi. And then we have Tina, who is here, Tina Afroza Akhter, and she is from Bangladesh. And so what better representation of our worldwide group? And we have mentors and mentees from all over. So if you have not joined us and would like to be a mentor or a mentee, please sign up to do so. We can put the information in the chat box, and we'll put it again on Facebook after the webinar. So without taking up too much time, I will turn it over to Wei-Yu, and then we'll get going with the main part of our program.
Hi, everyone. Welcome, and thank you so much for joining us today. It's great to see Judith and Tina, who are two of our outstanding client mentees, to be here today and share with us their extraordinary experience with this program. Well, this program has been up and running for 3 years. In the past 3 years, this program has been serving as a bridge for TESOL mentors and mentees from all over the world to connect and work together to develop their career paths. Now, the newest round of the CLIMB program will be rolled out very soon in May. We have already received a lot of applications, and now we are working on pairing up the mentees and mentors. So if you have not signed up yet, maybe you can seize the last opportunity to do so. But don't worry, this program will repeat another time in 6 months. And I hope that this program will be a rewarding experience for both the mentees and mentors. And now I cannot wait to hear about the experience from Judith and Tina.
Thank you so much, Wei-Yu. So yes, you're right. The pairing takes some time, and we really appreciate you doing this job for us, Wei-Yu. And you've done a fantastic job, and those who have been in the program have just loved it. So I will now turn it over to Judith, who will kick us off and get us started with her experience.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate, and sure I give a clap too. It's a pleasure to be here, Linda. It's beautiful that we met with Liz during the most unlikely time, the COVID, that period, and it's been rewarding. So I'd like to share my screen so that I stay on my thoughts. So here is my impact on CPD mentorship, my story. And just a small introduction, I'm a high school teacher currently. That's what I do most of the time. I have lectured a little bit at a university, and my area of study has been education, majoring in English, and further education, educational psychology, child development, and educational administration. And most of all, I love mentoring young people. So I'm so glad that somebody else thought about mentoring those who mentor others. I really appreciate that. Now, my journey into mentorship, and that is why I have my virtual background as a journey. It's been a lovely journey. Let me go on. So I've made many strides in my professional development, rising to head 2 departments. That is the English department and the moral development in the school where I teach, which is State House Girls. And I've organized a lot of activities there, yet there was still a desire for more growth.
Judith, we cannot see your PowerPoint. We only see your screen, but the PowerPoint is not open.
It's not open.
Yeah.
So let me see.
We see your screen, but we don't see the PowerPoint yet. You have to open the PowerPoint. There.
Actually, now you can see it.
No, I can see you.
No.
You can see me. So let me see if I can share again. I don't know why
You
it's
have
not.
to open it. It's fine.
Oh, wait. Do you see it?
Yep.
Yes.
Ah, great. Oh, I think I opened it twice. Part of what I'm still learning. All right. So it's a lovely journey. So I was saying I have taught for a while, and yet there was still much more desire for growth. So in Kenya, I approached a lady who I admired a lot in the academic profession and requested her to mentor me. And she asked me what I meant by mentoring. And then she
You want to
went quiet.
put it on slideshow? I can't see the slide well because it's on the wrong view. There, you see the one with the projector on the bottom right
At the
of your
bottom.
screen. You see it's got a down, right. One more over to the right.
This way?
There.
There,
Try
yeah.
that one. See if
That
that
one.
Sorry to interrupt you.
No problem.
Oh,
I put it on slide,
Zoom.
Zoom slider.
No, so you need to just
Slideshow. Go up to the-
left click, not right click.
I
Right
did it.
click.
I left click. I left click.
Okay. Do you want?
No, up
so
on
just-
slideshow.
There we go.
There we go.
Perfect.
Perfect.
I've just learned another one. Right. So thank you so much. So we had a chat with this lady, and I told her I really needed some mentorship, especially after finishing my doctorate. And she told me, what do you mean by that? And she did not communicate with me for a long time. And as a human being, I felt like a real failure because she also talked a lot and told me she should have been here at this particular point. And I felt stuck and frustrated. And my cup was getting empty, like the picture I put up there. However, I determined in my heart to reflect on what she had said, even though I was feeling a bit misunderstood, but I purposed to act. I hope when I move it to the next slide, I will not get off the screen. Thank you.
Yay.
Then, great, unlocking the announcement. So at that time, CLIMB was announced. I was still very new to TESOL. So when I applied, of course, I was asked if I had done a TESOL course. I didn't understand much, but I remember responding that I've taught English as a second language for over about 26 years. So when I got the acceptance, I was so excited. And this is the letter that I got, and I'd like to read it. Dear Glenn, Judith, and Abigail, though I never met them, Liz was going to be our mentor. Congratulations. You've been matched for the upcoming TESOL Career Path Development CLIMB Match Program 2021. I'm so very happy to be named as your mentor. I'm eager to learn from you and hope we'll have a fantastic time together. We are delighted to have you with us and look forward to working together. If you have not already done so, please be sure to watch the orientation and training video found at that link. And immediately, I actually did that. So I applied and I was accepted. And like the picture you can see, I'm not sure which corner it is for you, but it's on my right hand. I felt there was light at the end of my tunnel. Now, the purpose of the mentorship, as we all know, were the following. I just wanted to recap them briefly, if it doesn't take much time. To pair mentors and mentee partners, to create and agree on specific goals, at least 2. And I'm happy we achieved even more. To meet and report on a minimum of a bi-monthly basis meeting. We went for at least 5 meetings, and to assure that mentees' needs will drive the process. And sure enough, I felt that way. So what you see at that corner, that picture, is what we call ugali. It is maize meal, just made the way traditionally Kenyans like it. And I'll put 2, one for the mentee and one for the mentor. Yes. So this is what we achieved. The ones that are in red or maroon, we were to work on research together, work on a strategy for change. I did experience change, which came not necessarily out of working on a strategy, but in our discussions, I felt some change came up. Probably I'll talk about it. We were to work on giving a presentation, a workshop together, develop a program or a course or initiative together, design an online presence, attend and engage in a virtual conference, and to meet to talk on a bigger project, which actually did happen. So working on giving a presentation or workshop together met the goal of the word climb for me, the collaboration, writing 2 proposals for the TESOL International Convention. One proceeded through. I am so happy. I'll forever be grateful to this great mentor, Liz, and to Rachel, who used to be together with us. And learning, I learned. I'm just so glad that I was willing to write and be corrected, and we did editing. And no matter how many times we did it, I didn't feel that tired, like, why do we have to do this? It was always a pleasure and inspiring. And this is what one of the ladies posted. I'm personally grateful to be working actively with one participant who has produced not 1, but 2 TESOL International Association proposals. She will identify herself. And here I am identifying myself. That was really inspiring. And then the next thing we achieved was design an online presence. I remember Liz telling me, yes, you can look for one. And we have a Wix. I had never heard what a Wix was. But I thought, let me try. And so I ended up creating a portfolio. I have not done much with it, but the other day I was looking at it and I was so happy that at least when I want to go completely online, I want to film the work I'm doing known outside there, I have a platform, and that is the URL. Later, for a debating program that I was granted by the American Spaces in Kenya, I've been able to open a blog, which I was so excited that within a month we had over 100 views. All that came, yes, all that met the building aspect of the Climb mentorship program. So I can say that I was able to climb. Okay, on developing an initiative together. One time my mentor saw an advert on the books that I was on parenting that I had written. So she brought up during one of the mentoring sessions, and that caught me thinking that over and above writing those books, what more could I do? So I started a WhatsApp group, which is known as Pillar Daughters, and one for Study Oak Sons, because this is about mentoring daughters and mentoring sons. And recently, and the picture up there is just part of the climbing, the stairs as I've been climbing. And recently, I was able to go back to where I am married, we call it in the countryside, and had a powerful mentoring program with young people in what we call primary school, the grade level. So at least the initiative worked. And then on attending and engaging in a virtual conference or webinar event, actually I'm even engaged in one right now, courtesy of the mentorship. But the exciting also was to be involved in the TESOL International Convention. I was able to attend, though virtually. I enjoyed and learning a lot. I was also able to join the ELTA conference on 13th and 14th of August. And then the Mentorship Symposium, where Rachel and I were requested to make a very short video. I was so glad that the video was accepted. And then there was one particular webinar with a gentleman known as Mohammed. I'll never forget. It opened up so much for me on the soft skills. I knew about soft skills, but hearing it from somebody else, there's a way in which you get to reflect on your own life. That was much appreciated. Then the 60-second of TESOL, I'm sure you've had that. I wanted to play it. I don't know, but I'm sure some of us have had it. Well,
We can't hear it, but it was on our, it's on our YouTube, I think, Lynn.
thank you, no problem. I think I didn't share on sound. All right, by the way, the sun is really shining here, so that's why my face is shining exceedingly. The excess benefits from the mentorship program. I had a change of attitude in terms of taking time off to focus. Liz, I'll forever be grateful. One day you told me, after we had done everything, it was an afternoon, then you put it so nicely. You told me, Judith, I think you should take time to reflect. You might run out, you might burn out. And I thought, true, I'm actually running so fast. And you know, that kind of reformed my life among other programs that I have done. So I had a change of attitude and focus, and I'm able to now take time off and just rest intentionally. My fear of the internet space also decreased. I've improved on handling the Google Drive. Right now, at least you're helping me. I'm able to present in a webinar. I know there's always room for improvement. And I've been able to get into the canvas, to make posters, to do blogs, and prepare better slides. I'm sure this is not the best, but at least I can do something out of the mentorship program. That is inspiration. Then networking and social connections. And even today, I've met more friends. Only the future knows where we'll meet again. I've learned about other cultures. When my mentor was in Uzbekistan one afternoon, again on my side, chance to talk, and her story was so exciting. And I got to understand how the people where she was were behaving, you know. So that's really been inspirational. Then there's also some inspirational articles that she sent, the frolics, making friendship at work. I reflected on that and I thought, yeah, it's true. No matter how much people say that we should not have many friends at work or friendship and work don't mix, that is family. And that is what that article was saying. So I got an extra benefit. It expanded my mentorship and motivational talks to various organizations and even online. That's an extra benefit as it built me. And the mentor herself, I'm sure she may not have expected me to say this, but allow me to say this. She was understanding, wise and firm. You know, that aspect I love. She would correct or direct me. You know, the way that road is moving, because it's never straight, in a very firm manner, and truthful, and then concerned. Every mentorship program we have, we always started with, how have you been? What are your challenges? How are you doing? And just having somebody hearing about our experience, especially when schools had just resumed and we were teaching in the midst of COVID, things were thick, just hearing somebody else, you know, from outside and talking about it would relieve that stress. And look at the letter that she wrote. I've highlighted the words in red. Hi, looking forward to meeting with both you for our first client meeting tomorrow. In fact, I've been looking forward to this meeting for a long time, it seems. So excited and so grateful to be working together. If you need the Zoom invitation again, please let me know. The use of those words in red, really, that is somebody who is concerned. That is somebody who is empathetic. And I really appreciate that. They reflect somebody who was genuinely interested in the mentorship. So I know we have many mentorship programs, and sometimes you may feel it's being done because somebody said, let's have a mentorship program. But I felt this was a concern for a human being, and that human being happened to have been Rachel and I, those human beings. I'm sure you have this other one too. I'm not sure whether it was loaded or not, but it was about how my skills in technology had grown. I guess I can't play it because I did not share the sound, but it's loaded somewhere. And so I'm ending by saying I'm very grateful to Dr. Liz England, my mentor, Rachel, my co-mentee, and Linda Chu, the TESOL CPD webinar manager. It's been a great honor. And to be here today, I pray that what I have learned would pass on to many others who will have heard what we are saying, and they'll realize there's always more room to grow. May we keep growing together. I am so, so truly thankful. May God bless all of you. That's the end of my presentation. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Judith, for that fantastic and really heartfelt presentation. You mentioned all of the things and more that a mentorship program can be. And we really appreciate your giving back to us in this way, and to, as you said, many others, and touch the lives of other people as well.
Thank you.
So,
Thank you.
I think we will hold questions. We will go ahead with our next speaker. And then at the end, if you have questions, or even during the talk, if you want to put it in a question in chat box, that would be fine also. So now I would like to introduce Tina. Tina is from Bangladesh, and she is here to tell us her story of the mentorship program. So I turn it over to you, Tina. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Linda. Well, today, after going through the presentation of Judith, I find that, well, I didn't prepare presentation. I didn't prepare slides. I think it's better. That's because if I would have prepared a slide, then all the things would have been repeated. So let me share my story from my heart, actually. Well, first of all, I would like to begin with the platform, because I joined TESOL Career Path Development in 2020. I forgot the month, but in 2020, I joined the platform. And I got this Facebook page. I don't know how, but I got, and I'm fortunate that I got this page, TESOL Career Path Development. I came across the term career path development for the very first time after being into this page. Well, I started with the 60-second story, like the way Judith mentioned, that it actually gave us that opportunity to be in time, how we should be in time, and how time should be the prime focus when we get, something like this in front of us. So I started with that 60-second story, and still I remember that probably Liz and you couldn't find my story, and you announced suddenly one day. I found that you announced that this is the last story that we have received, of this season, something like this. And I was so worried. I got tensed. I just wrote to Liz that, well, I have also shared my story. Probably you have missed that. And then, yes, Liz tried to find my story, and then she shared. And I'm so fortunate, and I'm so happy, so grateful to you, Liz, for sharing my story at the end. Well, this is how I started. And later, I actually, I don't know from where did I get that courage or motivation, but I just simply sent a proposal to do a webinar, because I still remember there was a call for proposal for the webinar. So I just sent my proposal, and my first proposal was not accepted, but I have learned so many things from the reviews, from the feedback after sending that proposal. Well, that was the first time I thought that, well, rejection is very, very important to grow, to learn, to develop further, because this is how we can be more organized. We can be more creative sometimes, and this actually help us to think further. And this also could be motivation. Well, rejection is also a kind of motivation. This idea actually came after receiving your reviews and feedback, and I'm fortunate for that, grateful for that. Well, that actually didn't stop me. Whenever there was the second call for proposal for the webinar, I also sent another proposal, and I was accepted the second time, and I was very happy. Till date, I'm very fortunate. I feel so fortunate and grateful that I got that opportunity to present my proposal, to present my ideas through this wonderful platform. Now, after presenting that, after presenting my ideas, after sharing my ideas regarding alternative assessments, I actually got a wonderful opportunity from the American Center, Dhaka, Bangladesh, US Embassy, Dhaka. I was offered an advanced level of TESOL certification, cohort C, from the American Center, Dhaka, and I was nominated. I got this scholarship, and I started actually doing that course. Now, both these things actually went side by side. My development as a teacher and my working as a mentee in the CLIMB program and the course actually went side by side. Now, let me share something from the CLIMB program, which is I would say, the third most significant thing where I was enrolled. And once again, I'm grateful that I was accepted for this program, because this was something totally new for me, totally new, not only for me. I must say that this is something totally new for my colleagues as well. They have never ever heard about a program like this, CLIMB. The name is also so beautiful, and it has a lot of interpretations, of course. So I was grateful. I am grateful, of course. I was fortunate. And this CLIMB program gave me that opportunity where I actually could, where I could connect my work, my learnings, my development, will through these two wonderful platforms. I mean, through that specific advanced level of certification course and CLIMB program. Actually, these two went side by side. Now, what did I get from the CLIMB program? A lot of things, but the very first thing which I should mention is Linda, because the mentor that I got from this specific program will help me a lot to think, because Linda never ever pressured, never ever actually gave something specific to me, that, well, this is the timeline, this is the deadline, and you will have to come up with this in the next meeting, or I will be waiting for this in the next meeting. So I'm expecting this or that in the next meeting. She always used to say that you take your time and just try to get yourself updated, because, in CLIMB, we receive specific folders for each of the group, for each of the mentor-mentees. So from that, I also received my folder. I got my folder from the program, where I had that opportunity to update materials, to update my personal ideas. And of course, I had that opportunity to fill up different types of forms and to gather all these things in that specific folder, so that whenever I look at the folder, I could get the reflection. So there was the opportunity to reflect. This reflection is important, I believe, which helped me, you won't believe, in terms of completing that advanced level of course, which was very tough at that time, because, in 2020, during the pandemic, the time was not in my favor, I mean, our favor. So we faced a lot of, trouble, and I just don't want to get back to that specific time at all. But the beautiful experiences that I gathered from this specific CLIMB program, and of course, I mean, from this entire TESOL Career Path Development Platform, this is something rewarding, because the wonderful strategies on gradual development will help me to develop myself as a better teacher, to perform better. It's not like that I was not a good teacher before that. It's not like that. But the thing is, I have developed not only from this CLIMB program, but also from the different types of webinars that I got actually from this platform. And it's also not about using technology. It's also not about using designing a proper lesson plan or something like that. Yes, these are very important. But at the same time, how I can design my lesson plan, how I can organize my class. It's also not about organizing the class every time, rather how a teacher can perform better, both inside and outside the class. That is also important. How to engage my students. Now, the word engagement is very, very crucial for me. And this is something which I learned from my mentors specifically. How to engage, sometimes with that beautiful smile. I must say, Linda has such a beautiful smile that, well, she engages me instantly with that smile. So this is also something which I learned from her. And yes, engagement doesn't necessarily mean that I'll have to set specific objectives every time for each and every lessons. It's not like that, because each lesson has some specific objectives. Each lesson has goals. We all know this. But then what to do with them every time, how to measure, or how to connect, or how to engage the participants, the students during the pandemic, which was very tough, for all of us, for teachers, for students, for all of us. Then how to engage them. This is something which I learned from the client, that, well, if we can ensure that there is enough space for you, you have your folder, you have your space, you have your time also, you have your convenience. The way you want, you can upgrade your materials, you can upload your drafts, you can write comments on your drafts, you can write comments on the feedback that you receive from me as teacher. So this is how we can move on. This is how we can continue. That actually gave my students a lot of space. And finally, I received wonderful comments from them. Of course, I must include this. And I should also include that I recorded my class for that advanced level certification. I sent my class to the mentors, and the beautiful comments that I received from them. Well, I can't just forget that. I kept those comments in my specific folder as well. So this is how I am developing. I have been trying. And like Judith mentioned, that after this client program, I am so confident that now I can be a mentor to so many teachers, to so many students. And I have been engaging myself voluntarily through different national and international platforms. I can't even name, there are so many international and national platforms where I'm engaged. Voluntarily, I am contributing, I am conducting webinars, I am actually doing lessons for them. I have been planning lessons for them, and I have been presenting my ideas internationally through different international conferences. The last conference that I presented was the TEFL Kuwait 2022 conference, which was in March. And that was a wonderful experience for me. And I have also presented in the Adult Teacher Journey, Japan Association of Language Teachers. That was also wonderful, I must say, because there I also shared a little regarding my experience as the TESOL CPD mentee. And they also appreciated my presentation so much. They shared my all the participants' presentations, where I also had my presentation in their website for long 8 months. So I was very happy for that. All my colleagues have seen that. My colleagues are so curious about all these things. They often ask me, how do you do so many presentations? How are you engaged this way? How do you, get information about different platforms? So getting information, that is also one point which I should mention. How to get information and how to engage myself, if needed, sometimes voluntarily. Why not? Because this is something which a teacher does, I believe. Well, we can't expect payment every time. I believe no teacher does this. Well, we do voluntarily a lot of things, and this is something which I believe we should continue, because as a mentee, the things that I have gathered, the lessons that I have learned, it's my responsibility now to share these with colleagues worldwide. Why not? Just before this webinar, I received one message from a Brazilian teacher who mentioned that I am very much eager to listen to the recording because I won't be able to attend the webinar for a certain engagement. So look, I mean, this Brazilian teacher had nothing to do with me, but I got that opportunity to share my ideas after this client program with this Brazilian association. So yes, this is how I am trying to connect worldwide. And I'm very grateful not only to Linda, but also to Liz, who accepted my proposal second time, and both Linda and Liz, and giving me this wonderful mentor, Linda, who who actually taught me how to give that space to the mentees so that they can flourish. So that was all from my part. And yes, now if you have any specific questions about the program, anyone, I'd love to answer. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Tina, for once again a beautiful, heartfelt story. And congratulations to both of you on all of your accomplishments. You are truly two amazing women. I think that for me, what stood out from both of you, two things. One is developing friendships with this program is something that comes naturally, I think. And we are so engaged with each other and really want to help and inspire each other. And I think that the program for the mentor as well is so beneficial because we get as much, if not more, from the program than you do. You know, it is definitely a two-way. It's not just you are receiving help, but we are communicating and we are exchanging ideas, and it's very rewarding. It has been for me as well, and I appreciate that and that participation. And the other thing you mentioned, that both of you mentioned, that I think is very interesting, is that you both feel that you can now be mentors and that you, in your way, are expanding. And so this program really has afforded so many people this opportunity to learn about mentorship and to experience mentorship and mentoring in a way that perhaps you wouldn't have had you not gone through the program. So I think that's the other big takeaway from this.
Yeah.
So I appreciate both of you. And thank you for taking the time to share your ideas with us. And now we would like to open it up to any questions that we might have.
I can see one question from Gia. Hi, I'm wondering where can I find more details about the mentorship program? So Jihao wants to get more information about the program. From my side, I can say, Jihao, that you will get all the information from the page, from the details. I mean, if you send a proposal, then I believe we will get detailed information through email. And if you are accepted, of course, you will get the detailed information. But at the primary outset, I think all the information are available in the website. And if Liz and Linda would like to add something.
Yeah, Lynn Clark has just put the link on the chat so that Jahao, I hope you'll join us. Be great to have you among our team here. I want to make a quick introduction of two rock stars in our midst. Miss Amira Salama is here, president of the English Language Teachers Association of Africa. And Amira was on our team. She's an old friend and colleague from Egypt in many years. And I want to welcome Amira especially. We also have with us another kind of officer. Monica Baker is the incoming president, I believe, of New York State TESOL, an extraordinary affiliate of TESOL International. Thrilled to have such outstanding TESOL leaders with us today. Julie Lake is here from Georgetown University Law School. She's on our leadership team. Don't want to forget Julie. And there are, who am I missing? We have so many wonderful people here today. Anyway, and Yusra, welcome to you, and Beatrice and Mohammed and Alyssa and Yusra and thank you all.
So do we have any other questions from our audience to either one of our speakers or about the program in general?
There is one participant from Bangladesh as well, Mahmoud Abdul Basit, and he's also very much eager, I believe, regarding the program. And that's why he joined, because he is the only one from Bangladesh I can see. So thank you, Abdul Basit, for joining.
Great.
Thank you, ma'am.
Welcome.
Thank you.
We have another Bangladeshi who isn't here, Rezwana. Julie, I'm going to quickly ask you to describe quickly your experience with Rezwana, who is heading to get her PhD from Bangladesh. Julie?
We worked together on her application process, and she has a full funding package to go to Arizona State University and their educational technology program. And I'm just so proud of her. She is such a hard worker, and she's going to make the field better. So it was such an honor to work with her. And this program can make things like that happen for all of you as well.
Wonderful. So we have scholarship recipients, we have certificate recipients, we have folks who are connecting across. I think Bangladesh and Brazil was an example. I got to go to Argentina virtually, to Syria recently. We have had these connections, what are called the NNES, the non-native English-speaking teachers, but not just those in one country. You know, the connecting of outstanding teachers from Brazil to Bangladesh, from Nairobi to Dhaka. We have so many examples of those folks who've not previously known each other. And that's so powerful when, you know, we kind of step out of the middle and those folks connect with each other and find common ground and problems and solutions and challenges and opportunities. And for me, this is as a kind of old-fashioned mentor. The joy comes when I step away and see what's going on among our extraordinary team of mentees. Ours is unique because it's mentee driven. We put a lot of pressure on the mentee. It's not common. The more traditional is that the mentor tells us what to do and when to do it and how to do it. And as you've heard from our two speakers, that's just not how this works. And if we've lost mentees because they seek passivity and second-class role, but that's not how it works. As Julie and Linda and I and other mentors, Amira has been involved with the program in the past too. We put pressure on mentees to do the work. We are there to support and help and guide and you know, help people with scholarships and grants that they've received, and to become connected to the US Embassy or to the British Council or to some other unit, Ministry of Education in their countries. We use all of our networks to help each other. It's so incredibly satisfying to work in this program, and I welcome new mentors and new mentees too. I'm going to stop talking now.
Julie, did you have a question?
Yeah, this is for both of you, for Tina and for Judith. Thank you so much for sharing your stories. You were already doing so much before you started this program. You had such rich careers, and then you took it to another level, which is really impressive. So I just wanted to say that. I'm curious, are you thinking about becoming a climb mentor now that you've gone through the program?
All right, lovely question. Yes, now that when the notice went out for people to apply, I was still reflecting on what I've learned. But being on this platform today, I think very soon I might consider being one. Now, not just mentoring within our nation or just the people in my WhatsApp group or other groups, but yes, it's possible.
Mm.
Yes, I also feel the same. I believe that now it's my turn. I can try. I can't say that I'll be a very good mentor. Of course, probably not like Linda or Liz, but still definitely I can try. And now I have actually a lot of plan. I'm planning a lot of things for even 2024. So I have huge plan in front of me. So I'm working on them. I also had that, I have also seen that form of becoming a mentor in this specific program Climb. I haven't applied because I don't know whether I should apply or not, because I believe that there are mentors like Liz and Linda in the list. So I didn't apply, but yes, someday, of course, definitely.
You have to apply, Tina. I want to make a shout out to the men in our group today. There is another group called Mentorship. It's a wonderful mentoring program that's for women only. You've been hearing from a lot of women today because we are dominantly women. We are not only women. But Dr. Peter Lowenberg is here. He's retired professor in California, a classmate of mine in graduate school a couple of years ago. Peter, welcome. We have Mohammed, we have a couple of folks, Abdul, and I want to make sure that we make it clear that we have male participants in the Climb program, and we want more. We know that gender issue or gender identity issue is not insignificant in the issues that we face as we go through our careers, right? Women face issues, men face issues. We all face different issues, perhaps based on if we're men or women. And I just want to say that we welcome and encourage all gentlemen here and beyond this call today who might be looking at the recording. Peter, I feel like you wanted to say something and you got up so early. I thank you so much, all the way from California. You're muted, I think. Not sure where Peter's sound is working. It's okay.
We also had a comment, Liz, in the chat box from Monica Baker saying that her mentee is in Azerbaijan. So if Monica is here, she might want to say something about this program. Monica?
Sure, thank you. Yes, I can't turn on my camera right now because I actually have students. I'm at work, so I'm just trying to multitask. I'm trying to be in two places at once, but I just wanted to quickly say I've been a mentor for the past year in the Climb program, and my mentee and I don't even think of it as mentor and mentee. I just think of it as someone new that I'm collaborating with. There's not kind of like a different status or anything. It's just new people coming together, and we presented at TESOL, the TESOL International Convention together. I was in person, but I brought her in on Zoom. So we were able to present together that way. We kind of thought outside the box and we made it happen since she wasn't able to travel. We've written several pieces that have been published together. We've presented at a few different conferences. We in fact just Zoomed this morning for a little bit. So it's beyond the Climb program now. We're just like friends. And now it's nice to have someone like an accountability partner. You know, we're always like, oh, what next? What are we going to do next? We're going to keep each other going because, you know, we're all balancing a lot of things. Yeah. And it's nice to just have someone that you're like, okay, we're going to check in, plan something new and keep pushing ourselves forward. So the program's been fantastic. And I think the relationship I have with Anne, my mentee, will continue indefinitely into the future. So thank you so much, Liz and Lynn and everybody. Thank you.
Thanks for coming on, Monica. And I'm sorry we can't see your wonderful face, but New York State knows how to throw a party at TESOL. You had the most wonderful event at TESOL International. Thank you so much.
Okay, any other comments, questions? Anyone in a different kind of mentoring program that they would like to mention? I see an interesting comment from
Hassoun is here, yay.
Hassoun Diop.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he said, Afroza, it was a great talk. I definitely agree when you say rejection is sometimes important to develop and to grow. I think we will all agree with that, right?
Yes, yes, yes. Really powerful comment. We've all been rejected and we all will be rejected again. And it's about how to handle it and how do we deal with these realities of life. Yeah. And Kasum is on our program, isn't he, Linda? Isn't he presenting?
Yes, he's coming in June. I think it's June 5th. Yeah.
Yay,
Mhm.
Africa. I'm so happy to have more speakers from Africa. We're lucky. We're lucky. Lynn Clark does a great job of making sure to protect confidentiality online. We make a mentoring program contains often very personal stuff that people talk about and documents and so on. And we have a system that isn't foolproof, but it's 99.5% confidential. Lynn, you want to say anything about that real quick about the Google Drive firewall?
Just exactly what you said there, Liz. We try very hard to make sure that only mentors and mentees have access to their own folders. We use the folders mainly as an opportunity for you to share documents, videos, items that you think are important to your relationship. If you were interested in, for example, one field of TESOL and we had a resource or your mentor had a resource that she or he thought they'd share with you, that's where we would do that too. But we try really hard to help you use your own accounts to access these folders rather than creating something new. I don't know if there's any questions about that. If you do have any questions or concerns about it, you can email me through the CPD email or on my own email, which I can drop in the chat box now.
Great, thank you, Lynn.
I'm going to close here. I have a very 30-second. When Judith and Rachel, who is no longer with us, and people do, fall off because they end up with job things that make it difficult. But Judith and I retained our connection during a very difficult time in my career path. I was in Uzbekistan and I got sick, and it was what somebody already said, that our roles kind of reversed because Judith became kind of my sister, my helper, as I was going through a difficult time. And she did it with such grace and professionalism and courtesy. I will forever be grateful to Judith for being with me kind of through that time. It was part of our meeting, that a regular Klein meeting, that some of this came out, and I was very lucky to have such a kind and understanding and mature professional mentee. Thanks. And thank you all. This has been great. Linda, over to you, dear.
Thank you, Liz. So I would also like to thank, first of all, our two wonderful speakers for this great webinar. And I would also like to thank my fellow TESOL CPD leadership team for being here, Julie, Lynn for running the program, and Wei Yu, and of course, Liz. And I would also like to tell you real quickly before we leave that we do have another webinar coming up next month, May 14th. And I will be putting the announcement up for that soon, but that is going to be with Beatrice Price. And she's going to talk, she has a very interesting topic. She's going to talk about possible leadership paths, personal and professional growth and opportunities in teaching, volunteering, and leadership. So that fits right in with our theme of CPD, and I think that it's going to be another great presentation. So please put May 14th on your calendar, and I will be posting the specifics and information very soon. Thanks to all of our participants also. We really appreciate the fact that you came and participated and hopefully enjoyed everything here as we did.
Hello, Linda.
Thank you,
Before
everyone.
before you close up, let me just ask her, when you send the webinars, would it be possible to also include the African time? At least, because sometimes we are told your clock is 1 hour ahead.